folks is under investigation at this time, heavily. Folks is hiding right now. Folks don't want to be seen right now. A lot of folks, they hiding under rocks because they already could feel, what I'm saying, they being watched right now. They being monitored right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they know that somebody is on their tail. Those who are involved in these criminal acts. It could be people it could be people that's around in your area, people that you work with. It's a lot of people that had their hand in, what they was doing according to you. And they now witness that, they got to pay the price for that. I'm not sure what made them, take on what we know. A lot of people have sold they sold their souls. They sold out to this thing. And this is what I was talking about. You really got to be wary about joining these associations, because you don't understand what all intake when you are, you're attaching yourself to a member group of some type of cult. You don't understand, what you are signing your name on an oath to. Certain things people could not stop doing. They had to ride it out until, they are served, the charges for their acts. Because they signed to that thing. They sold out to it. A lot of you guys got to understand that. You like, man, why are they doing this? And why they sold out to that thing. The things that they gained, they got to continue that thing on. When you're selling out, there's things that you are rewarded with for selling out, but it's things you actually got to do as well. A lot of people don't talk about that. They just talk about the glitz and glam. Like, yeah, I got this and I got that. You see them, whatever that they trying to show you out here or what they got, but you don't understand what they have to do according to this association and that they're in. It's not all about rewards. It's not all about, oh, I get this, I get that, I get that. No. They got to sell out to criminal activity. And this is what they sold out to. So they're not shocked by it. They're not shocked that, I guess this is the time we're getting exposed. This is the time that this is happening. No, they're not shocked by it because they already knew in the back of their head, it's going to probably be a time where we're going to have to pay the price. That's why, the Most High said, you need to calm down. You divine ones out there, you guys need to calm down, because you got to understand that folks have sold out to this and they're going to have to pay the price for this. These are the folks who sold out, is the folks that they got tired. They got tired of, the struggling, maybe they was in a homeless situation. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they didn't get the offers that they wanted, and they know somebody maybe who knew somebody, and they knew everything that it came with. Okay. It wasn't like they was oblivious. They knew everything of what this came with. Even the folks who did it to get out of a sentence in jail, that it can work that way as well. Some folks, they get out of jail early. It's like a get out of jail early card by, joining, this association and doing these acts. But again, you got to understand that you're selling your soul over. You're never going to be the same. When you are joining, these dark cults, there's a soul exchange. That's why a lot of folks, when they do join, they never get out. You can't just get out. You know what I'm saying? You can't. And that's how these folks end up, they soul slowly, evaporates till there's nothing there. Because you're constantly doing, y'all know how this thing go. I'll be talking more about it on my YouTube channel on Sunflower Infinity, because I don't know how deep I can go down the rabbit hole in this app here. But I'm here to tell you that a lot of folks, they didn't understand how dark this thing could go. When they got in an association, they were just looking for a come up. A lot of folks were just looking to get out of, trouble. They didn't expect that it was going to actually, get this far of what they actually got to do on a daily, what they asked to do and they have to do on a daily. This is how the twist in the plot had turned for the worse on their account. And now that things are getting exposed, folks is hiding. It's not no kiki, it's not no laughing matter, because now it's like, okay, everybody know. It's like the things that we're trying to do, folks know what it's about, for one. And it's easy to take folks to court. If you catch them now, them trying to do something according to, these gang stalking. I just saw a video about a sister on here. I forgot. I should have screenshot that video. But it was on here, and she was saying how she felt as though she was getting trafficked by a couple of men or whatever. And she was like, if I'm just trying to document everything, and if y'all don't see me or whatever, just know what this is going on. This is taking place. And this is what I'm talking about. These reports and these documentation, and following up with this investigation. This is what I'm speaking of. And this is what they told them as well. They said, hey, it may be a risk to where this may be outed. You may have to face in that, and it wasn't a shock to them. They knew about it. It was like they still wanted to do it. They still wanted the rewards and the benefits of it, and they could get out of the free jail card to get out. But they told them that it may be a point where this may all come up in flames, and you may have to go down from this. It was not a shock to these criminals who signed up for this. I'm talking about even the ones that signed up from different countries. You see the people, you see Indians, you see some Mexicans, and like foreigner people that was that was doing this. You saw it, and you were like, okay, what's going on? The thing is, like I was saying, those who joined those associations, they didn't have nothing. They wanted to come up. It was never about a criminal, being a criminal. They didn't sign up to be a criminal, but this is what the association was all about. But they was looking at the come up. There was somebody who was sent to them as a handler and made it look good. How some people make stuff look good. Like, yeah, look, I'm driving in this, and, we living in this, and we got this going on, and, I did this, I had like 20 years to life, and I got out with just doing community service, and what I'm saying? This is how they telling the people that's in these predicaments, that ain't got no home, they ain't got no car, that's facing maybe 20 plus years to life. So this is how that they're sending these handlers there to convert them into association. But they telling them, of all this is what the benefits comes along if you do join. It's benefits to this thing. It's like a brotherhood. It's like a sisterhood. We have each other and all this. You know what I'm saying? But they still not telling them what they whole, job is 24/7. And this is, what the devil will do. He will make everything seem so pleasant, seems so good, you know, like like that dangling that apple in its face, you know, make it look like, oh yeah, like you can imagine, you know, in the Garden of Eden, when he had came to Eve, you could imagine, you know, how he was speaking of, like, I know the Most High, whatever, told you not to do this, not to do that, but over here it's not really that bad because we help out each other. We are unity, you know what I'm saying, of his own. You know, we're not here to betray anybody or to do any harm. And you know what I'm saying? This is how he manipulated. This is what he does. You know, so if you are in a bad, vulnerable situation, everything really sound good to you. You know what I'm saying? You like, man, this is my key. This is my way, you know, out. Especially those who come from different countries and not, you know, it's really a citizen from here. You know, you could just imagine. You ain't even got no documentations to even do anything. Come on now, you know how hard it is for us being citizens. You got to have social. You got to have a ID. You got to have dang near a birth certificate. You got to have a clean record. And then they go back 7 years, 8 years on your background when they doing a background check. It's like, what does that have to do 8 years ago have to do with me now? But we know 8 years can affect you right now. 8 years ago can affect you from getting opportunities right now. You get what I'm saying? So just imagine a person in a vulnerable situation where their record is crashed. They got charges. You get what I'm saying? You know, they ain't got nothing. They may not even have no high school diploma. You know, they have nothing, no credentials. They have nothing to get them ahead, right? But they see everybody else and they see, you know, how hard they are trying to move forward. But then they get this opportunity to be in this association. And they know little bits and parts of it. They know what it comes with, but they don't know exactly what it comes with until they get in. And then they actually realize that, oh man, I actually got trapped. I'm in a worse predicament than I was with nothing. And then it's like the big bite is I could get caught. Like, I'm going to get caught. I got to keep doing this because I sold out to this. You keep doing something, eventually you're going to get caught. So it's not like, oh, I could do it like 1 or 2 times, I'm good. You sold out to that thing. Meaning you got to keep doing it. This is an ongoing thing until you get caught. Ma'am, sir. This is what they was not coherent to. All they was seeing was their situation and how to get out and look like the big dude. Look like, you know, the somewhat of what lady. Like, oh, I'm that girl. That's what they was looking at when they got offered and all these benefits and all this and all that, right? But you didn't understand that you sold out to something for life. And there is no stopping. You know, this is something like, if you so happens to get caught, that's on you. And then they told them this, though. They told them this. It's not like they didn't tell them. Like they weary about it. No, they told them everything about it. Like, hey, if you do this, like, just make sure, you know, if this person start doing this and start doing that, you know, you're on your own, right? But they still whatever, you know, they wanted to look like something. You know, they wanted to be something. You know, they wanted to show out of them being like they got something together. So they got caught into this association, let's just say. And there ain't no getting out. There is now charges. There is now investigation, and there's really nothing they can do. And it's nothing that the association could do because they're under investigation as well. All they can do is just go with it because they already knew that eventually they're going to get caught. Why? It's because they sold out to something that they got to constantly do. This is why the Most High say, man, don't come down here idolizing everything because you don't know what's behind things that you're idolizing. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, right? But here comes this snake. Remember, you got to go through this snake. When you down here and you wanting and you wanting and wanting, you got to now sit at the table with this snake. Because this is half of this stuff down here. He was given, authority to that. Yes. If you guys didn't know. That's why he say want for nothing. Now, I'm not saying, he's not saying be, a bum, Of course not. But don't sell yourself out for it, though. If you can't get it, doing righteously, don't sell out to it. You don't want it. If I can't do it as of working hard and, my talent or whatever that I was gifted with and I'm winning like that, I don't want it. I don't want it in no other way. But other people, they don't want to, they know that in this world, you can't win being righteous. You got to win being dirty, moving dirty, doing dirty acts. That's how this devil will reward you. He's not going to reward you being a good man, being a good woman. No. You're going to get rewards for the Most High. But down here, you can't win doing that. You got to be involved into some, things that this devil will like, that he's pleased with. There's two masters in Matthew's, it was stating in the Bible that who you serving, right? And you can't serve two masters. So a lot of people down here, they pick the master that they want to please, and it's Lucifer. And that's what they choose, the master that they want to be under, and that's the master they choose. Or whatever. When a few choose the Most High to be under and to please. Oh, I want to do this because I know this will please the Most High, and the Most High get the glory, right? So we going out our way. We doing, we moving according to it, trying to please the Most High, right? Folks, on the other hand, they go around here and they want to please, this devil. So they like, I know how to win and please this devil by doing this, by joining this association, by joining this cult and being all that I can be in that. So this is what you're seeing. I just had to paint that atmosphere of, so you can get how people moving down here. This is how they moving. Yeah, because they love money. Yeah, exactly. But they also love the toys that come with it as well. They love the little toys. They can run around here and be like, yeah. It does something to them. They willing to sell out. They willing to do anything for that. They don't have no boundaries to getting those things of selling out to it. No, yeah, exactly. It's not. It don't mean a can of beans. It shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But when you got people down here who idolize these things, it's easy for them to sell out to it. They don't understand, what's important. They still in that vibration of a low vibration of, the value of materialistic things is everything. They still in the value of that, so that's why they're dying Folks is literally dying. Like, you trying to still win over and trying to win those things, but look what you're doing to yourself. You don't look well. You look unhealthy. You look sick, ma'am, sir. You see them that be chasing, this materialistic things and money. They don't look well. And then they got the worst attitudes. They don't look happy. Those who actually even have a lot of things, they don't look happy. They look mad. They aging, They, it's like, man, I thought you would be happy. Look at all these toys, these fun toys you have and all this money you have. Why are you around here mad? Why are you around here? And then the ones that don't really have nothing, too much, they look young. You know what I'm saying? They got good health. They run around here smiling, laughing, but they have really too much, not too much. You get what I'm saying? That's how you know it's a trap. You got to know a trap when you see it. It's like you have all these things and you still mad. You still angry. You still unhappy. Why? Wasn't that supposed to make you happy? Right? Why are you not happy? Didn't you get what you wanted? Y'all look at these so-called celebrities. They look like a hot mess. Y'all see Ray J? He got like blood coming out of his eyes. What's wrong with that man? What's wrong? A lot of them celebrities look half dead. Look like walking zombies. But y'all sold out to that, right? Y'all wanted that, right? What's going on? Why y'all looking like that? Why y'all look like y'all scary? Where if I was to see y'all up and down in the street, I would probably run. Because y'all don't look well. But y'all sold out to something that you wanted, right? What is going on? Why is it so much hell? Why are you looking like that? Why are you feeling as if you're going through as a person that's struggling that don't have nothing? You get what I'm saying? That's why I say, you got to understand that the Most High know what He's talking about. We said, don't fall for this devil. You know what I'm saying? And his traps and schemes. That's not the way to go. You're not going to be happy down that road. You can go because he's a, free will type of guy. So it's like you will go because he gave you free will to experience it. But it's not a good experience. It's going to be hell because, again, when you idolize something, you would be willing to do anything to keep it, right? That's not how we were made. If you got to fight and you got to do all this to keep something, that was not made for you, ma'am, sir. It may not be for you. If you got to do all that to try to have it and keep it and keep up with it and make sure it don't never leave you, come on, that may not be for you. You ain't got to do all that. If it was made for you, it will be for you. You wouldn't have to do all of that. I'm talking about these people old in age, but fainting, like collapsing down on the stage. Come on, man. Like, what are you doing? I got to keep this up. I want this. They literally are collapsing. Their health is bad. They're like fainting right in front of people on the stage. Yeah. Yeah, I know y'all see that. Yeah, it's all temporarily. And then it's like the roller coaster ride, it's not even a good experience. Because you're constantly being afraid with fear. Because you're thinking that if you don't do this, you're going to lose it. Or if you don't keep up with this, you're going to lose it. You always got in the back of your head, you're going to lose it. That's not for you. If you always trying to fight because you feel as though, you're going to lose it. That's prison. You want to wake up and enjoy what you have. You don't want to be waking up and be like, well, I gotta get it. I gotta fight, to keep it. Because, I have it, but I might lose it. What would you sign up for something like that? What will make you think that's peace? That's not peace. That's not joy. What? That you signed up literally for a prison. Ma'am, sir. That's why the Most High, he said, man, you could go down that avenue, but it's going to be hell. And they be trying to make it look so good. And it be like, and then you could tell in their face, they ready to cry. They like, man, I wish I would have never. I think Will Smith, he even said in an interview that he said he wished he would have never fell under, these conditions that he had fell under. With the whole, selling out type of thing, if you know what I mean. He said, he was like, man, I wish I would have never, went out that road, because those folks, they was willing to do anything, They was willing. It was not a line that they were drawing of not doing. Like, it was never a no, I can't do that. It was like, I'm willing to do anything. And you could just imagine how low these folks went. I'm talking about degrading. I'm talking about can't come back from. Like, you can never be the same after the things that you sold out to, trying to get things that didn't even mean nothing in the first place. You just imagine how much healing and therapy that they would have to go through to get back sane again. It was just so much low things that they went through to get something that they didn't even make them happy. They didn't actually care about. Once they got it, they was like, wow, bro, like, this ain't even nothing. I should have never done this. Because I ain't even really, happy with this. I really don't care about this at all. And if you look at if you hear each and every interview that they have, you would hear them say this. Like, this really wasn't, this wasn't my ordeal, what I expected things to go. They trying to tell you in parables of they done stuff in vain, that they're disappointed with themselves, because people that approached them made it seem as though it would be like they'll be on cloud 9 and everything is this and everything is that. But once you get in it, it's a hook, line, and sink. That's what they call the sunken place. You actually get to experience what it actually is, and it wasn't that. Somebody basically just bamboozled them, like how they try to initiate people, right? It's like the people that knock on your door and they try to tell you about something, try to make it look amazing, and all you gotta do is just sign up for this, and it'll be this, and you will get this, and then you don't have to worry about, what I'm saying? Like, shut up and get up out of why are you on my porch, ma'am, sir? Ain't nobody signing up for that. Don't nobody want that. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. But this is what they did to them. And then they got in and was like, yeah, that may be something I want to do, right? Got in. The devil kept on asking them, but you got to do this, but you got to do that. And they was like, so idolizing, I'm willing to do anything, right? But they didn't understand how it was eating up at their soul, snatching up at their soul, to now. I mean, man, they soul is snatched. Like, ma'am, sir. All for the bull crap that they see that they didn't even want. They now see that it ain't nothing. It don't change. It don't change nothing. Like, really, possessions and all of that they thought was going to make them feel a certain way, they realized it didn't. Made them feel even worse, especially what the things that they done, it doesn't match up to those things or what they actually done. It's not equal. It's not equaling, ma'am, sir. They counted their fingers and toes and stuff. I had to do this, that, just for that. That's not equal exchange. That is not equal exchange. And in certain things that was done, what this world is about. So it's like they wanted their children to be a certain way, that they had to offer up their children. When they said they willing to do anything, they had to give up a lot of things. I'm talking about children. I'm talking about other folks in their family, themselves, their wife, their husband. Just some of them, they wanted not to even have children because they knew they would have to give them up. They knew that it was if the folks got tired of them giving themselves up. They'll ask for something. This devil will ask for somebody else that's close to them, and they have to give it up. They have to give it up. Don't matter. He said he want that. He gave you what you wanted. You walking around here with all this stuff, and now he want what he want. This is what I'm talking about. How insane, that's driven them, and they looking back at it like, man, I gave up my children, I gave up this, I gave up that, man, and for this, just for this. And everybody sad every day, everybody crying because they got to go through the worst conditions, and they looking around like this was not worth it. This was not worth it. And then folks that ain't got too much, you walking around with all this light, with all this glow, but you kind of complaining about, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. But you don't understand that folks that want to be in your shoes, they want to be in your whatever predicament that you feel that you in, because it's not worse. It's never, you are not in a worse predicament as they are, where they got to look at things that they thought was valuable than them and their children and everything that they felt that was beneath those possessions that they put on a high pedestal than anything else that was valuable, that shouldn't have never ever been put up as you can have that. I'm willing to sacrifice that for this. You can't come back from that. That's why you see them look like zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like, do not want to be here type of thing. Because they can't deal with themselves every day, feeling as though they really took this idolization this far. But they was willing to just giving up all type of valuable things for trash. Could you imagine? You got a whole bunch of trash in your house, and you just gave up all the valuable things that was given to you by the Most High, right? And the devil's knocking on your door like, but you can have this, you can have that, but you can have that. And you giving him all your valuable things, and you accepting all his trash. How are you supposed to live with yourself after that? Because you fell into that forbidden apple. And you just kept the rabbit hole going until you have nothing but trash. There is he took the value you have. So you don't even have no value within yourself anymore because you kept giving it away to this devil. So you have nothing left to say of according to the value and self-worth in yourself. Because he took that. You sacrificed that. You sacrificed everything. Yeah. I could imagine. And you see them on, these, they have to do escape mechanisms. Like they have to live through life with, being so high. You see them, they be all just on cloud nine. I'm like, hey, you here? They ain't here. They don't want to be here. They're not there. They see their children. It ain't theirs. They ain't got no control over their children because they gave it away. They try to play it off as in, like when they on public, they trying to play it off, but they know that is not their children no more. It's sad. But that's why, the Bible, it speaks about idolization, not to take no part in nothing down here to the point where you willing to just sacrifice anything for it. Understand that's a trap. When you gotta go out your way and try to get something that it was supposed to be for you, right? Because that's how he come at. This devil coming at you like, oh no, this is your opportunity. This is yours, okay? But why I gotta give something up? If that's supposed to be for me, why do I have to give something up? That don't seem as though that's supposed to be for me. Because if it was for me, what you looking for me to give something up for? But a lot of people, they don't look at it like that, you know? And they get hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. And that goes back to, you know, people selling out to that, you know, to that little association of targeting innocent people. What do you think it first came with? They offering benefits, right? They sold out for that, and they realized that, just like what I was speaking of, that was not worth it, because the benefits is not for sure, because I'm gonna get caught. You know, they know the end of the result is I'm going to get caught. So what was the whole hype about? I'm going to get caught, bro. And you telling me I gotta sell out to this? You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, I had to just come on here. I had to clarify that, because a lot of you divine ones don't understand that you got the best path of life. You feel as though, you know, it's like it's the worst and it's the hardest. You have no clue. You have no clue how peaceful and joyful and everything that you could imagine has to do with peace that this path brings, according to other paths that other people have sacrificed to. You have no clue. And they innocent children that they put them through. Not to say your path is, you know, just easy, but you have no clue what these folks and decided to twist themselves up with. They just working down the list. Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, Diddy was just like the intro. They working their list. They working the whole list down. And then it was Epstein, you know. Epstein came out, Diddy came out, and they working their list. They working the whole list down. They were just letting the universe was basically just letting us know what's taking place. Like what's moving down the whole list. It ain't over. It is not over. Oh, thank you. It just began. It's so much exposing and so much, investigators coming out with who they was investing the whole time. You seen how they broke into Diddy's thing? And it did that and exposed him as they did it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. And then how they did Epstein, how all the files, the PDF files is coming out left to right, and people speaking up, children speaking up through the videos of what was happening about how he did it. And man, it's not the end. It going down the whole list. The investigators, like I told you guys, they've been investigating for almost 10 years because they got to get everything that they needed. They can't just go and arrest and then they don't have nothing. Like, they don't know what had took place. They don't know how, this thing was even happening. The operation, how they was moving through other businesses and other associations and who families of cults that was in it with other children's. And come on now, I know y'all smarter than that. I know y'all know it's deeper than just what the eyes can see or what you want to hurry up and get and wrap this up. This is not one of them cases. This is huge. They actually want it to stop. Because it's been going on. It seemed as though they would, pick up a criminal that has been doing it and it will restart all over again because it's an operation. There's people in different, corners that's picking it up and creating new lineups. Okay? So, this is not something to be played around. But again, people who sold out to this, they knew it was going to come because they sold out to it. They're going to keep doing it. Have y'all seen Set It Off? With Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith and all these actors. And remember how they sold out to that, right? So the first bank robbery, they were supposed to stop. But then again, they already sold out to that, so they were going to keep going. But did it end? When they got caught, they wasn't even surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't even like, oh my God, we don't know what to do. Like, they knew that. If they was going to keep doing it, they knew they was going to get caught. It's not a rocket science. That's not something that you are like, really? No, you keep doing it. Remember, they already on your tail. When the first time you do it, they already on your tail. And they was waiting for you to do it again because they know you sold and you're going to sell out to that thing. So they waiting because they know you're going to do it again. They know it. No one who sold out to something, they just going to stop at that one hit. They're going to constantly do it. And they're going to get caught. That's why the devil be laughing, because he like, these idiots. They're going to get caught, and that's going to be the end of them. Hey. That's why when they say, when you enter, this devil's playground, it's the end result is going to be hell. No one ever made it, out of the devil's pen of escaping the pen. Once you enter, it's all hell's ground for you. Like when he come and he offer you, this mission, it could be, doing deals. It could be thieving, robbing, whole organization, or operation, and you feel as though, this has been the 5th year. You on top of the world, Craig. You ain't been touched. But remember, you enter the pen of this devil. Remember, nobody make it out, meaning you're going to get caught. It's going to be your time. It could be your life. It could be you going to the hell pen. Some may call it penitentiary. Those are the only 2 options: your life, or you going in for life. Right? Everybody know that. Like I know you ain't in the top of your head. You thinking like ain't nothing gonna happen to you. This is what I don't understand though. Knowing this, when you go, there was a man who I'm gonna put that in my story. That some folks can go into. He did a documentary because when he was young, he robbed the bank. Okay, I don't know. He didn't know. In his head, he said he was young, he had it where he can do it, right? But then leading up, to him doing it, he understood that we're not going to make it out. At the time, he knew that when he decided to enter the devil's playground and decide to do this, like take on this mission, he knew he wasn't going to make it out. Okay, but he was being honest. He's old. He just got out, I think. You know what I'm saying? He spent like all his life in the pen. And he just got out as maybe he about almost 60 years old. He came in when he did the bank robbery when he was like 20, I believe, like 21 or whatever. And then he just got out as he's about 60 years old. Okay, so basically he was teaching people that when you enter in the devil's playground, nobody ever make it out. Okay? Like whatever deals you're dealing with, however it may sound, how good it may sound as it being like, oh, okay, it's the second year, I'm good. It's the third year. Yeah, we good. We on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? Fifth year, we cool. We just, making it, doing what we do out here. And then here come whole just breakdown, whole rage, just put your hands up, behind your back. It's time. They just, you like, what happened? I thought we was good. You get what I'm saying? So that's just a little snippet of basically the hook, line, and sink. How when you entering this ground, you never make it out. I don't care if it's second year, third year, you just watching, you see these people just live their life and do whatever they do. It's going to be lights out in any given time. So this is what he was saying, and it was like a 2-hour documentary. It was making so much sense, and I just pray that so many souls, they go and watch that, because people would think like, I ain't been caught, but just know when you're entering that field, you're going to get caught. You're not, you don't know when. That's the sad part about it. You just don't know when, but you know that the end result is you end up losing your life, or you end up going to the pen for life. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if you do get out, that's the grace of God, because he got a purpose for you. You know what I'm saying? But you still may be old in age before you get out, but he still may just want you to tell your testimony of what happened to you. Okay? But that's for some. That's not for all. You know what I'm saying? It's you losing. Just period. So when you see these folks and you be looking like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? They just getting away with murder. They just getting away. When you enter in the pen of this devil in his fences, you only have two options. You either losing your life, or you going to be in the pen for life. That's it. So don't be in like clapping for them, or having some type of envious of whatever that they doing, and you gotta work the hard way, and you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Understand what the outcome gonna be for these people. All that stuff that they have gotten, like this man, all that, the money and all that stuff, they took it. He had nothing. All that he worked for that time being, only for them to take everything. He has nothing. Just imagine all these people maybe in your neighborhood that you seen that was in motion or whatever, and then you look at them, you be like, man, you ain't got none of all that you did. Nothing to your name after all them years that you like pushed and it was going here and going there, pulling this, pulling that, to find out you have nothing to your name. This is the hook, line, and sink. And I'm telling y'all, this devil is using people, selling them a dream, making them feel like they're on top of the world, and then their world come crashing down. It's sad, but the Most High told you about this snake, about what his moves is when he try to initiate you into the pen. He already setting you up. He already setting you up to be RIP'd. Right when you take that offer, do you not know that your history? And you got to teach your kids this, because he'll try to bring an offer to your kid. Remember when I tell you guys all these traps down here? That's why I stay away from this bullcrap. And the Most High even said, man, separate yourself from this. Don't let nobody offer you nothing. You do what I tell you to do, and gradually, you will start creating a foundation, a secure foundation for yourself. It may take some time, but I'd rather do it like that. At least I know I'm clear. I'm not in a pen. got to get dealt with that way. I don't want to go out that way. They be going out, they go out the worst way. You know, you see them, all of a sudden you see a whole raid, you see whole place just get lit up after the 10th year. So basically this devil gave them only 10 years to celebrate. And that's it. You still going. You still making moves. You still got plans. You still got things to do. They dropped the 10th year. They done. Ain't no coming back. Is that worth it? Like, does that even add up? But I'm telling you, you enter them grounds, that's it. You see that up there, you know, with these so-called celebrities. They already telling you this. They showing you this. They showing you how it works. They got 5 years. You don't never see them no more. Sometimes they got 3. Because in the second year, they done. Y'all know y'all could go back to back in 2000s. You don't see them people that sold out. You know, the 2002s, the 2003s. Who do you see? That's all they had. That's all the time they had. Was that worth it? You went sold out for 3 years? You went sold out for 5 years, ma'am, sir. But I don't think they thought that it was going to go that way. They thought they was going to be good for life. But they didn't understand it's always a time with this devil. He'll make you feel like you on top of the world for a short period of time. Only for your life to go all crashing down. And then you will want to, what? How do you feel? What could you say? This is what I don't get, you know, and this is why, you know, I love spreading truth so I can actually plant this vision in everybody's eyes, in everybody's head. So you can see that you have the best path. Not to sell out is the best path to ever have. It's going to, exactly, at the end, whatever they choose according to this devil is going to crash down. And any time, you don't know when. Why would you want to sign up for something that the end game is you're going to fall and lose everything? You're going to fall and lose everything. Who want to sign up for that? Like, that's embarrassing, and that is just so dumb. That's pointless. There is no purpose in that. It's crazy. So when you see them out here, just understand what type of predicament they're in. There is no glorifying or no glorification in none of that. They're just a walking, you know the rest. Yeah, they be trying to ride past you all kiki and smiling, trying to initiate somebody, trying to get somebody else in that bull crap. Ain't nobody trying to join that. Ain't nobody want to be part of none of that. You crazy? Because I'm telling you, this adversary, he always gets some handlers because he know that it's only short-lived for those. You know, they're going to end up, y'all know the options that they're going to have. They either, life, R.I.P., or they going to be in a pen, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? So he already knows they got short-lived of, with them guys. So he's always trying to get them to recruit other people to get in it. You know, so he have them driving past and going to different events and showing up in different areas and neighborhoods and just around people that he can use them to finesse to get them in, because he knows that they only got a short period of time. He needs a whole new lineup in a minute. He knows this. He knows that them folks, they about to be out of here in a little bit, so he need a fresh lineup. So what he do? He go out and he sends them to recruit. Yes, short life. But he always got to have a whole nother lineup. Like he got to constantly recruit, initiate, recruit. You know? And it's sad. But I just pray that, you know, a lot of folks don't fall for it. You know, constantly build up your own foundation. Build up your own thing. Even if it take you a good 5 years, or, you know, however you trying to do it. Continue that. Don't get distracted. Don't let nobody, you know, come in and try to mess up what you got going on. Continue on your stuff and your foundation. Because you doing it righteously. You doing it the right way. Don't get envious and don't get, you know, comparing to other people. Well, if I go here, then, you know, this person can get me where I need to. You don't understand what that's about, ma'am, sir. Constantly do what you're doing. How the Most High is, you know, is supporting you and how to do it, and you keep doing it. Don't worry about nobody. Don't worry about how, you know, the status of it. You doing good. Just keep doing it. You know, just keep going with what you got going on. You know, how you do it. Yeah. Yeah, they be so eager. Hold on, you guys. They had me put the little puzzle thing on the... But, yeah, we're about to finish it off. I just was telling you guys that, you know, do it the Most High's way. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like how everybody else do theirs. You know, but that's fine. We okay with it. We ain't trying to hurry up. We ain't in no fast, you know, this fast motion, fast life. We're not into that. We could care less. All we know is we gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and we're gonna get there by doing things righteously. How we supposed to do it. When you see these folks and how they be breaking bread and going about doing it this way, how long do they last, ma'am, sir? You can't even count on your fingers the group who stayed. You know, within that time period that you was building, they fell. Because they was trying to do it a incorrect way, and they fell into a trap. They got knocked off. Yeah. Right when you building, this when this devil come knocking. You know that, you know, we can help you with this and we can get you going with this. You just got to sign your name. We get the paperwork ready. We got all these documents ready. All you got to do, I ain't signing no documents, ma'am, sir. I don't know what you got going on. I ain't signing none of no dotted line. I'm not agreeance with that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I got my own thing going, you know, and I'm going to see what's going on over here according to what I got going on. I don't need no help with none of that. None of it. Don't trust none of it. It's not to be trusted. You know, you think it's legit, but no, it's not. How many people have you seen cried, you know, on media of talking about how they scammed them? You know, how they scammed them out of, you know, everything, they whole, you know, they whole little makeup of how they even created themselves to be, they get money off of them. They didn't even take no part in their brand of how they created their whole brand to be, but they didn't understand that you signed off on your brand. So now your brand is sold. Did you not understand what you were signing? Or was you just trying to make it somewhere? Out of the hood or somewhere. Yeah, I don't trust people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let the Most High, order my steps, and I'm going to have to get a lawyer or somebody that I trust that can look at, all documentation, all paperwork. If it has to be according to a company that trying to, work with you. I didn't say I ain't signing none of my brand or none of the way, but trying to work, in some type of way. Oh, everything need to be looked at. I need to understand every last one of them papers, because if some off, it would not be any signature, ma'am, sir. This devil is coming to collect, especially the divine ones. He ready. He trying to figure out. He trying to figure out how to get your stuff. He really want to own you. Really, he really wants to own you. He wants you to be a product of him. He don't want you just out here just doing your own thing and all that. No, he want to have full control over that. You could get a little crumb of it, but he want to have full control of it. So you got to watch that. You got to watch this stuff out here. This ain't no joke. I understand folks be in predicaments and they be so ready. Like, yeah, my time. I'm ready to get this thing. But you got to calm down. Stay vigilant. Because you don't understand what this adversary is all about. He will send people right in the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that just obsessed. He monitoring you and he waiting for the Most High to do some work in you so he can come, knocking at your door or sending somebody towards you, to try to tear things down. I'm just saying. But we all in we have a lot of messages all in one. But I just basically wanted to tell you guys, don't be, when you see them, they're not getting away with nothing. When they in that pen, like I talked about, they walked in that devil pen and they took that offer. Just understand what they signed up for. They signed up for temporarily pleasure for who knows how long, and then the result of it is either their life or them being in the pen for life. Okay? This is what they signed up for. So really pray for them. You know what I'm saying? Don't be, like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So-and-so doing this or so-and-so came up, or do not glorify that evil disturbance. Because that's what they got into was very evil, very wicked, and it's going to cost them. That's not something to be glorifying or none of that. You don't even really want nothing to do with it. Nah, I see you have a house or you came up with a car, whatever. I'm show love from a distance. I don't know stuff curse. You know what I'm saying? Anything you get from the devil, that's cursed. I don't want to be in the car with you and all of a sudden the car flip over. I don't know. But I don't want nothing to do with that. Because think about it, certain things that you take from the enemy according to doing his work, that stuff is cursed. There's things that happen with the adversary, what he give you. That stuff ain't blessed. And you don't want to be attached to someone who, everything that they're getting is from this devil. You don't want to be attached to that. You don't want no part. You don't even want to touch that. No, they be like, oh yeah, I can pick you up with my new car, or yeah, we got a little get together in my home and all that. No, ma'am, sir. No, don't ever invite me. I will pass. But yeah, that's pretty. I'm gonna I don't want to talk to you guys too much. I think it's been like an hour, and we got on and we got into some depths about some stuff, that needed to be heard, because I see a lot of divine ones thinking like, oh, I just can't stand my life. I can't believe it, that, I feel like the Most High turned his back on me, and, every time I wake up, I just want to cry, and I just want to, you better rethink that. You better be thanking the Most High that he kept you close to him. And you are not going through what these other folks out here going through. Looks can be deceiving. These folks got to actually take some stuff to actually make themselves look a certain way every day. A lot of folks take pills every day. A lot of folks take, these hardcore things, right? We don't need to get into, right? To run some game over you, to make them think that, oh, you okay. They want you to think that, oh yeah, so and so, he seemed like he was good, he was okay. These folks ain't good, or these folks ain't okay. These folks are on the thin line for breaking, if they ain't already, of what they got to go through each day, of what they sold out to. You just around just trying to figure things out. They got to do things that they don't want to do every day. I'm talking about some stuff that no need to be said, that they got to do, because they accepted things, and then they got to wake up to the things they sold out to, and they always got to think in the back of their head that the things that I sold out to is not worth the things that I'm actually got to do every day. They looking at things like you'll be proud if you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm happy with the things that I got because, I had to work hard, and, I got the things based off of they like what I had to do just for this is not enough. They never satisfied, because it's like what I had to do the math is not mathing. So it brings them down even to a deeper depression. I'm talking about folks that they sacrifice not even here for those things. They miss those people. Those people in their head 24/7. They can't live a good life after what I'm speaking of what they had sacrificed to. It's eating them up alive, and they still in the game of doing it because they can't stop, because they sold to it. So the only way to go is RIP to them, or they got to stay in the pen and sell out and do those things for life. That's why I say, do not compare your situation to them. Even you looking at what they have, it doesn't compare to the situation that they're in. They got to literally sit here and watch the valuable things get taken from them day by day that they have to give away to get trash. Now you say you feel empty, or not feel empty, but you feel isolated. Just understanding of a person who has to give away things, valuable things that shouldn't be given away, because there's no price that should be on the things that they have to give away, but they have to, because this is what this association is about. This is how it's ran. You don't own nothing that's valuable. Everything that's valuable got to be put up and given away. And you got to accept these materialistic, temporarily things that's going to make you feel empty. It's going to. Not going to make you happy. And you're going to constantly gotta repeat the valuable things that you had to give away, that you had to give up. And I don't know, the Most High would probably even make it where it's haunting them. Where they got to be haunted. They got to hear souls crying, They got to hear what they done every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of things that will, haunt you for doing, for doing these things. They no peace. And you constantly got to keep selling the same time as you trying to get over and you trying to get healing for what you did. You got to do something else that will bring you down into a dark tunnel. You got to constantly do this. There is no healing, because right when you find that, oh man, I got to really heal from this, you got to do something else. That's despicable. That's degrading. that may break you to where he snatched your whole soul off, to where now your whole soul gone, and you be wondering, my life though, what I got going on, and with this one that you have no clue, ma'am, sir, and what these people is sold out to, and what type of trap that they're in. So the moral of this is love yourself. You know what I'm saying? In love with the Most High have given you, you know, and bless you with, and make the best out of that. You know, make the best out of it. You know, master it. Master what he gave you, what he gave you to work with, and create something out of that. Please don't look at the next man or what they got going on, because you have no idea. Ma'am, sir. You see them moving, you know, funny, or you see them, you know, they had came up some random way. Understand that they may got a short time for that thing, and it may be something that's going to, you know, that you might be hearing for them, you know, of something happening, you know. A whole fallout of something that happened, because it was their time, and then the devil, he's looking for other candidates that want to join this stupidity train to hell. Like he got a bus. After one is destructed, he'll come back, and you will see that same bus again, how you picking up a whole nother, you know, informers. So yeah, you know, I just pray that, you know, you make the right decision in life. You know, it's only two choices that you could make, and it's only two masters that you're going to serve. So it's really up to you. But I just say, and I just want people to understand that, you know, the Most High, you know, he's the only way. He's the only way. I say that 1,000 times. Yeah, I don't know how everybody else feel, but that's just how I feel. Because I've seen all the traps, and the Most High is the only way. Okay? So I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I'm going to let you guys do you guys' thing in this Thursday. We will be back on here tomorrow. You know, I will be posting this live up on my YouTube channel, Sunflower Infinity. So you guys can go back on there, and you guys can, like, you know, watch it if you guys need more confirmation. And, you know, when you guys in need of getting attacked by this devil, he trying to make you feel some type of way about your life and how it's just mediocre and you ain't got this, you ain't got that. You need to join a team. You need to join this, and you can do this and you can do that. Go back. Go back. Go back to this video. It's on Sunflower Infinity on YouTube. And play that thing. I don't care if you got to play it on the big screen and have it up in your house. Devil, hold up. I was already confirmed that you in the trapping business. And if I enter your pen, only way I'm going to make it out is my life or me staying in this pen for life. And that's not just what I want to do. Sir, you can keep it pushing. Because you ain't got no candidate here, like Christ said. You know, he told him, you better keep it pushing. He was like, no. You ain't going to recruit me. I'm not one of your candidates. I got everything. So what I'm going to need you to do is go back over there where you telling me to look up and everything will be mine. You need to go back over there. And that's how he did him. But then he realized that I got to stay vigilant, because even though I dismiss this devil, he gonna come back again. So I gotta stay vigilant on my P's and Q's, because he gonna come back and try to visit me again. And that was one of the biggest scriptures that I take with me every day when I'm down here. Just because I stay 10 toes, don't mean he ain't gonna come back again. Don't mean he ain't gonna come back in a vulnerable situation that you supposed to be having and knock on your door again. And say, hey, man, hey, sir, that offer still stands. I see you in a situation where you can't pay your bills, or you ain't got no job, you ain't got no car, you about to get evicted, right? This position right here is waiting for you. We'll give you the benefits. We'll give you everything that you desire. What you waiting on? Time is ticking. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. You put the, hey, turn on this video, ma'am, sir, because that's how he gonna come. That's how he coming, And you're not understanding that the Most High, while he's talking, the Most High got a little blessing to take care of everything that you lacking. It was on the way. That's how the Most High move. He know what predicament you in, but he gonna test you before the blessing come to see if you gonna take that, in your vulnerable. Because this is how you really know a person's character, when you're in a vulnerable situation, not when you all high up and you got everything and you like, yeah, no, you all high, but no. When you in a vulnerable situation, this is when your true character, he like, no, I want to see her. I want to see him at his lowest. And I'm going to bring this snake to her. I'm going to bring this snake to him. And I'm going to see if he really big stepping. I'm going to see if she really about what I think she is. That's how you know. So if you didn't understand that you was getting tested and your vulnerable situation and temptation was coming your way, the Most High was looking to see who you is. He was watching, just like he was watching Christ when he was on that mountain and that devil came stepping to him, and he was toe up. He was at his vulnerable time. He ain't ate in I don't know how long. He had nobody for resources. He was like, all you can hear is rumbling in the tummy. I'm trying to eat. I'm hungry. I ain't got nothing. Here come this. Well, you could. You got all that down there. That could be yours. I can already I can make that a statement right now of who you is, who you gonna be, and everybody need to bow down to you. All this. But why did you send him? And when I was at my lowest, though, this is how you can tell what a person actually is. So don't be surprised when you getting tested, within the time of when you in need. Need. And then right when you pass that, here come your blessing. So don't fall for the okie doke. Because right when you pass the test, you getting blessed. Ma'am, sir. So once again, y'all, the video will be on my YouTube channel if y'all want to go back to it and, renew your mind. I'm going to let you guys go because I got to go to this library before it closes to go print out some stuff. But you guys stay fearfully and you guys stay wonderfully made. Hold on, you guys. Let me end it. Okay. Let me